dashboards, it wasn't as easy as it was for widgets and data sources to create a nice example. So the only thing that I could come up with is to create one poster activity, which again has different variants of the dashboard's data source. And the dashboard's data source obviously relies on the dashboard's functionality itself, so it might already do the trick. If you look at this here, you see that I've again got one variant which provides information about the dashboards that are on this page. Each dashboard now has, that's a new improvement in Dash 2.0, has an icon, has a name, already that it had that before, of course. It has a description, and it can have a thumbnail, it can have a background, and a couple of other things, but I'm going to show you that in a second. And of course, like with everything in Dash, you can decide if you want to have this in the table layout or in the grid layout. You could also have it as a slider or as a masonry or as an accordion. That really depends on your needs and the way you configure it. But the grid seems to be a very versatile thing that you can use in many cases. I've created I've created actually a couple of dashboards here to showcase different things. So let's have a look at them here, shall we? I've created with a union theme with the smart menus feature. I've created an admin section, by the way, which I'm using to quickly navigate to the more important features that I access quite often. So this is just a smart menu, by the way. In here, you see the dashboards that are available, which is existing functionality in Dash 1.x, so that's not new in itself. What's new is that we have now the main dashboard available in here, so you can edit the main dashboard from here. And the other thing that we have, if we, for example, look at the activities dashboard here, we can now add descriptions. So this is a description of the dashboard. It's only visible using the Dash data source dashboards. So it's not available directly on the dashboard. Then you can now restrict, finally, that was a long awaited feature, the dashboard by role. Previously, you could only say that you must be logged on. It's completely public, so even for guests. It's restricted by a cohort, and now the new thing, you can restrict it by a role. Honorable mentions would be that you can define the role context. So if the user is a course creator anywhere in the system, then he would have access to the dashboard. Or if the user is course creator in the system context. So that's quite helpful, because this effectively means, and it's most important here in this case, that teachers that are only a teacher in a specific course will also have access to the dashboard outside of that course. And that's like it's a typical problem that you run into Moodle due to the context and role-based system. Anyway, that's details. So the role restriction is new, and then the icon that you can pick is a new thing. So for example, for this dashboard, for the activities dashboard, I've currently picked the graduation cap, but I can maybe switch it to, let's just pick a random icon, maybe the pencil. I can add a thumbnail. Let's just pick, I don't know, my dash icon here. That doesn't really make sense. It's just really to showcase. And let's have a background image. And this will probably not really look good, so I'm really just showing that it can be done. So don't be mad at me if this doesn't look perfect once it finally uploaded. So once I hit Save Changes, and go to Activities, which is the dashboard, you'll see that I have the background image here, and it has the title, but you don't see the description. But we can somehow make it visible if we want by adding a new dash here. So this is just me showing you how to use the dashboard's data source using dashboards. Where is it? There we go. Then we see that these are the dashboards that are available. And if I want to show the thumbnail and the background image, we can actually do both if we want to. then this will now have the background image and the thumbnail image, and that really looks awful. Now it's better. So you can see that you can have the images here. If you want to, you can use that to display them. But it's actually just meant to be used to provide a nicer looking interface to what you like to the dashboards that the user has access to. One area where we use that is actually on the main demo side at the very bottom. So you can see here there's the dashboards, and you see that we've got the different dashboards available here with an icon, with the title, with the description, and that's I think a nice little tool to provide access to important features, data, information, reports in a dynamic way to your students and learners and teachers and whatever.